Welcome everyone to another episode of JS Unfiltered. I am Jason. This is Sam. If you're visiting us on Twitch for the very first time, welcome to the JS Unfiltered universe. So, what are we going to talk about this week? Well, let me start off here. And I was just thinking about this as well because I thought of something really cool that is almost like a similarity. Myself and probably just about any other red-blooded American guys in a fantasy football league. And if you're not, that's all right. That's okay. There's still hope for you. Don't worry. I was lucky enough to get into a football league that was already developed by one of my friends, and I started playing it just to kind of hang out with other guys, get to know people better, and I start liking it. And I start noticing certain similarities here. Now, if you don't know what fantasy football is, if you've been under a rock forever, it's pretty much you get to select these certain players from all over the NFL, different teams, put them on your team, and then you get to manage them against other teams. And of course, you try to make the best decision on what type of game they may have compared to their opponents, and so on and so forth, right? But there's certain things that are out of your control, which are if the person gets hurt, if the players are not used effectively, so on, right? Which can be very, very frustrating. That's what makes the game so easy to learn, but yet so hard to master, because there's so many things that are out of your control. And so it got me thinking, what type of resources are we not using in our own personal lives that could make our lives easier? Follow me with this. Say, for example, investing is a resource. Saving money is a resource. See, what else? Having property is a resource. What type of resources are we not using effectively? And what kind of things are out of our control that are not allowing us to do so? And what are we allowing to stop us from getting to those points? So it really made me think of what resources am I not using? And I started thinking about that, and I had a lot of answers. I had a lot of answers for myself, and I just want to put it out to the general public as well, as kind of like really look into your portfolios, into your lifestyle in general, and what kind of resources are you not using. And it can be something as simple as, I have 2 cars, but I really only need 1. Or it could be, I have that gym membership I'm not using. What's stopping me from doing it? I have that apartment complex gym right there down the street, but I'm not using it. What resources are you not using that could make your life 10 times easier? What do you think, Sam? Are there anything on top of your mind that you think that there may be a resource in your life, a resource tool that you're not using that could make your life 10 times easier as well?
Get your ass out of your seat and go to the gym.
There you go, right? There you go. He's always bugging me to go. I know.
I love sending Jason these reels. Like, what? I don't remember that guy's name. I think his name is like Real Swole Poppy or something like that. I don't remember, but he's this hilarious guy that, like, the reel will start like something viral, like, an animal doing something crazy or people doing something funny, like somebody throwing a ball or something. But then, like, at the last second, when the ball or the animal's supposed to do something, he pops out, like, boom. And he's like, "What you doing? Get in the gym." Man, it's so funny. But
It is. I remember those because I'm like, oh, this is actually good when he actually sent, and that guy comes out, and I'm like, oh, for the love of God, seriously? Yeah. That's good old Sam for you. But yes,
that's what I do. That's what makes me fun. And it's funny because I have a friend of mine who like him and his wife joke with each other, and they say, honey, if you don't go to the gym, you're not going to be a member of the gym. You're going to be a shareholder of the gym.
yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's true because all you're doing is giving him your money.
All you're doing is giving him money.
Yep, that's for sure.
It's hilarious. But I'd say gym number 1. But I mean, if you want like the answer to that question, there's so many different things that we could be doing that will better our lives that people don't understand that you have access to. One of which is being a plethora of free things that you can do on your phone that a lot of people don't utilize. The biggest one being ChatGPT. I mean, and it's not just ChatGPT. I'm just saying that because people recognize it. I use Grok. I use Lumio. There's also Llama, and there's different anonymous AIs that you can use. But anyways, doing simple things like, for example, someone was asking me, "What do you think about this legal document?" I'm not a damn lawyer, but guess what? I uploaded that to Grok. I said, "Tell me what I need to know about this." Bro wrote a whole paper on like exactly what's in the document, outlined who is doing what, who owes what, even made me a table showing like a balance of who's gonna owe what in this transaction.
Mm.
Even
That's
your
crazy.
lawyer is not gonna do that.
No, you're right. You're right. Or if they do, they're going to charge you some ridiculous amount of money to do it.
They're gonna say it took them 5 hours to do it and charge you by hour.
Yeah, but it took them like 5 minutes or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And you're right. I've used ChatGPT when we started doing the whole Uber thing. It helped me create a spreadsheet to keep all track of all my expenses as well. You know, since we don't pay taxes right away, we got to expense it or pay at the end of the year. And it made me spreadsheets where I keep track of everything every day. When I come home, I update it and stuff like that. So I'm set. I'm ready to go. When the new year comes, I can just say, okay, IRS, here's the proof. This is what I got. Here's my receipts, and there you go. So
There you go.
it is a very, very useful tool. 100% that is.
Absolutely. Even just everyday apps on your phone that aren't AI, people got to be using more often.
Definitely. There's a thing. If you have a Samsung, I think it comes with like a health app or something. I was at my kids. They had some type of parade thing or something like that, or contest or whatever the hell it was this Saturday. And one of the people kept saying, "Oh yeah, I'm walking this many steps. I'm walking this many steps." And I'm thinking, like, you know what? Samsung has that too. So I looked on it. I'm like, well, there it is. There's all my steps. I walked almost like 3,000 steps or something in one freaking day. You know, so it was insane. The things that you don't even think about, your phone's already tracking for you. So that's absolutely amazing.
It tracks your steps. It can track your sleep. It can track your weight. One powerful thing in life is you can't measure your success in life. I mean, you can't know your success in life until you measure it. And if you're on a goal to lose weight, if you're on a goal to eat better, eat healthier, just to be a better you, track it, journal it. I mean, free note app in your phone is so powerful. You just got to have that on hotkey. Like, I just jot down items, and what I personally use, I don't use the native one in my phone. I've been using Google Keep, which is it's actually open on my computer right now. It's funny. It's actually open on my computer. It's just keep.google.com, and you just log into your Google account, and you can have all your notes synced in there. And you know, like, what if I just have a random idea of something? You know, maybe I want to bring it up on the podcast or just ask somebody business related. I just put it in a note right here.
Right.
And it's so freaking useful, and it syncs across all your devices. So I wrote it on my phone. It's on here. It's just whenever I logged into my Google account, Google Docs. Here's another useful one, right? Don't pay for things you don't need to pay for.
Isn't that true?
Right? Yeah, and I told you before when you're buying a phone cradle and you wanted to buy one that was like $80. I said, Jason, there's one that's $6.
It pretty much walked, is what it did. It pretty much walked. It pretty much walked. It did everything.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It does everything, but then what's the reality? All you needed to do is hold your phone.
I got an $8
Everything
one
else
from
you can
Walmart.
kind of do yourself.
Exactly. And I set it on that $8 one from Walmart. It's worked perfectly.
Yep. So like, you see this fireplace behind me, and that's hand-me-down TV that a good friend of mine gave me, and one of the things he told me is like, Sam, it's not going to work. I mean, what do you mean? He says the apps inside the TV are really old and they're not going to load, and you're going to need to figure out something else to do. I'm like, oh, I got this, and I went and I bought a Fire Stick to put in there, but I didn't buy a branded Roku one or a branded Amazon one. I went and bought the Walmart brand ONN. It was $14.98,
That's what we have.
Jason,
That's what we have. It works
and it
perfect.
freaking works fantastic.
Exactly. It's
Why would I
amazing.
buy the $50 Roku?
They're these manufacturers are hoping that you want the name brand stuff because it's going to work. It's going to work the best. It works the same damn way. The Walmart freaking hot deal of the week works better than those things half the time. Seriously.
Hmm. Like I was having the funniest conversation with one of my Uber riders the other day,
Hmm.
and I was like, you know what? Costco's one of my favorite stores, and she's like, why? I said, because you can buy anything Kirkland. It's cheaper, and it's freaking quality, and you know it is. You know it's
Mm.
good quality, right?
Yep.
I can
Yep.
buy a bottle. Like I was telling James, like I could buy a bottle of whiskey that's Kirkland signature, and it's gonna taste good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna taste
Exactly.
good. It's gonna satisfy you. It's not gonna be watered down. Nothing. In fact, They actually investigated this. Many of those Kirkland signature brands that you see there are
Hmm.
actually made in the same facility as the brand name stuff.
Wow.
So
Wow.
if you go and you buy Kirkland signature tuna, it's actually made in the same facility with the same fish as the Bumblebee tuna, but for cheaper.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. And even they found out that the laundry detergent, the tissue boxes are exactly the same. This is Kirkland signature tissue box right here. It's
Hmm.
the same quality as Kleenex. It was probably made by them.
Go figure. That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's so many things in life that you got to remember. Oh, medicine, man. Don't ever buy brand name medicine. Look at this, omeprazole, right?
Mm.
That's
Hmm.
Prilosec,
Hmm.
acetaminophen.
Hmm.
I'm not saying it right, but everyone knows that's Tylenol.
That's enough. Yeah.
You gotta go buy it at the Dollar Tree, man. $1.25, or the giant Tylenol I bought from Kirkland Signature, which is like hundreds of pills that I'm probably not even gonna take.
Right.
So, have you heard about? So recently, it came out that there was a study that pregnant women who are taking Tylenol have a very, very high increased chance of having their kids turn out to be autistic.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I really don't. People have been taking Tylenol forever, but yeah, now
So
it's bad for us.
it was a study done a number of years ago, but it
Hmm.
wasn't brought to light until now with RFK and Trump. They brought it to light recently that it showed that pregnant women, right? I'm not talking about people. I'm just talking about
Yeah.
if you're pregnant and you're taking Tylenol while you're pregnant, you're going to increase the chances of your kid turning out to be autistic when they're born.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not just Tylenol in general, but what ended up happening was there's been a an outbreak of hospitalizations of women who have overdosed on Tylenol because they were trying to prove the point that Orange Man lied and it's
Oh
not Tylenol is
God.
harmless. And this is not even a joke. I mean, we were laughing because we were like, oh yeah, somebody's gonna do it,
Right.
but we didn't actually think somebody's gonna freaking do it.
You wouldn't think people would eat Tide Pods, but go figure. Look at what they freaking did. Idiots. I'm sorry, but they're idiots. My God. You hate Trump that bad. Unbelievable.
It's like anything the man says, they just want to do the opposite, even if it freaking kills them, dude, which it has.
I know, it's sad. He can say breathing is good for you, and they'll hold their breath. That's
They'll hold
that's
their
the sad
breath,
part.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's exactly
Idiots.
what they'll do. It's stupid, and it's always
It
crazy
is.
liberal women that do that. I'm sorry, it is.
It makes no sense, and people may see this and have other opinions, which is just fine. Like we've always said, just keep it respectful. But you guys have to admit that's kind of stupid. I mean, come on. Just just because you don't believe in what he says, you're gonna overdose with Tylenol to prove a point. That makes sense. That's a fantastic idea.
Why
Idiots.
do that? Why the hell do that, man?
I don't know. I don't know. If we
Yeah,
knew that, I think we'd be in a better spot in this world, possibly. I don't know, but
it's wild.
go figure. It
And
is. It is.
again, it doesn't mean that somebody who's MAGA believes everything that the administration says, but
Right.
at the same time, it's like, use some common sense, man. Like, everybody
That's all it
knows that
takes.
Tylenol is bad for the liver. It is. It's always been bad for the liver.
Of
Just like
course.
ibuprofen's bad for the tummy. It's just what it is. Use common sense. Even if somebody says Tylenol gives you wings, right? Whatever.
Right.
Don't just believe it and just take a bunch of it and be like, oh, I'm gonna get wings now. Don't
Yeah, go on
do
top of the
that.
roof and jump and see what happens.
My
Unfreaking
God,
believable.
unfreaking
Unfreaking
believable.
believable. I
Yeah,
know.
but yeah, just useful things that we don't use. I mean, one of the things that I was looking into because I was contemplating building my own unit for that instead of
Hmm.
the on stick. I
Right.
was gonna buy something called a Raspberry Pi and install all the relevant firmware on there, and then plug it in so that I can use it like a streaming device, but then it could also be a fully functional computer running behind my TV. And
Okay. Okay.
I discovered that there's way more things that people are doing with those mini computers, and that the prices have gone down significantly. Did you know that you can buy what's called a Pi Zero, which is a very small computer? That's like
I've heard about that. Yeah.
smaller than your phone, like half the size of the phone.
Hmm.
The starting price is $15 before tax.
Wow. Not bad at
And
all.
yeah, it has the power of probably like a computer that I would have had in maybe middle school. Honestly, that's
Right.
how powerful it is. It can run a desktop environment, everything, all the way up to Raspberry Pi 4 and 5, and the variations of it that can, have better computing power than probably your computer that you're on right now, which
Right.
is which is wild that you can do that. And I was like contemplating buying that. I would have to drop like 140, 150 bucks, something like that for the unit, and then all the accessories that you need with it, like the case, the cables, and all that. I probably would have
Hmm.
been down like 200, 250 for that. And
Right.
but then I would have had a fully functional computer that's plugged into my TV that can do everything. That can You can literally program it to everything, and you can own your own media. So that's another thing that we have to realize is Jason is that I'm going to go off on a tangent with this because this is something that pisses
Go
me
for it.
off.
Yeah.
Did you know what the new video game consoles Nintendo's doing this right now? That if you
Wyatt
buy the
told me
brand
something
new,
about. Yeah. Wyatt told me something about this. Is correct me if I'm wrong. That when you buy it, you actually don't own it. It's like you're leasing it or something. Like they can literally come by and take it from you if they wanted to. Is
so what
that
you're
right?
doing, I'll explain it to you, right? So you own the console, but you don't own
Okay.
any of the games. And
See
they'll
this?
sell you a game cartridge, okay? But
Right.
when you plug it in, it'll demand that you connect to the internet, and then it'll download the game onto the console after
Hmm.
you connect it to the internet. And you all you do is you own the right to the game to play the game. You don't own the game.
That's stupid.
Meaning that if they want to change the game, they want to discontinue the game, it's useless. It won't work anymore.
That is so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
These consoles alone cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and you're
Yep.
saying now I got to pay probably around 60, 80 bucks more now for a game, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
even own it. That's how in the hell did they get away with that? I don't. That's there has to be some legal course or something. I don't know. That's just I don't know. That's just messed up. But that's horseshit.
It is, and it's coming to, and I'll tie this into something that's a grander conspiracy to make it more interesting. But
Hmm.
it comes down to this: we're in a world where subscription models are king,
Mm.
and now you have bank accounts where you have to pay a monthly fee unless you hit certain requirements. As I came from banking world, and your wife's in there,
Hmm.
and now you have cars that demand monthly fees. So did you know, like with the Tesla, if you want it to do all the cool things you see on TV, like it parks itself, it drives itself, that's $100 monthly fee on a Tesla to do that. but
I didn't know that.
it's already technology that's in there. There's nothing that they have to do except say yes, you can do that now. You're just paying for that
Wow.
right to do it. And there's even been problems with some of the American companies like Ford and Chevy are guilty of this.
Hmm.
Is that they are selling your driving data to advertisers.
Wow.
So one of the things that Ford got into a lawsuit with was that they actually took it to the next step, in that when you connected your Bluetooth to the car, they would download everything off of your phone and sell it to advertisers. And they
I've
got
heard
in
of that.
trouble. And they had to stop that.
Yeah. I've, I have, I have heard of that. I don't know
Hmm.
how they get away with that either, but I have heard of that. That's wrong.
And we have, in our country, we have too many people that are lobbying Congress to keep these laws from being made to protect us.
Mm.
And there's very few states that have laws that protect against privacy. Surprisingly, California ranks about on the top of privacy laws.
Right.
Yet we are still being subjected to this crap even here. And you have companies that sell your data brokers that profit off of all the information that being sold out there. And then you have companies like VPNs. Like I'm on a
Hmm.
VPN right now, and
Hmm.
they promise privacy, but they don't deliver because there's I don't want to get too technical because this is not a technical podcast, but if anyone's interested, message me. I'll tell you the details. But what it is that your IP address, it's like this, Jason. If I want to identify your car,
Hmm.
it's like the VPN is hiding your license plate, but I'm still gonna know it's your car because I see the smudge on the window from when your elbow touched it. I see the small scratch on the back right fender.
Wow.
So
Hmm.
think of that like your computer.
Right.
Just because you hid the license plate doesn't mean that somebody who knows what your car looks like is not going to identify it. That's the same thing that happens when you use a VPN to connect to another website.
Hmm.
There's other parameters that they see that they still know is you. So the VPN doesn't completely hide you unless you go above and beyond, which there are ways to do that. But an everyday user like you, or
It's not going
even
to know.
the browser that I'm in right now with what I'm doing right now, I'm not hidden right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm doing right now is I'm blocking DNS of ads. I'm blocking. There's 45 trackers that are blocked on this website right now, and
Hmm.
I'm using like two different VPNs connected on here, and I'm doing a number of things which help block a lot, but it still doesn't block me completely.
And that's sad too. You have to go through all that just to semi protect your identity as well. Like you said, there's
Mhm.
more you could be doing, or more than the average person could be doing. But still, it's sad that we have to go through all that. In this day and age, is people will take anything that's not bolted down as well. You know, so
Yeah, if I wanted to be completely anonymous, this app that we're talking about right now would not work.
right, right,
It wouldn't because that's the price of protecting your online identity and those things is that you lose a lot of functionality.
hmm,
Yeah, and it's just wild. And now with Windows 11 on October 14th this month, right? So that's actually 6 days from today.
yeah,
Windows 10 will end. Will end all support for Windows 10, meaning that there will be no more security updates.
wow,
So if you're still using Windows 10, you're completely vulnerable to getting attacked and getting hijacked. So it's basically unusable at that point to use Windows 10 past October 14th, which is in 6 days.
Now, are they doing that because they're upgrading to a new, different type of Windows, or are they doing that because they don't? Are they just being cheap and don't want to help the people who already have Windows 10?
Nope, they're not being cheap. What they're doing is they're forcing you to upgrade to Windows 11.
Right.
And Windows 11, they're letting you do it for free. So if you're a Windows
Okay.
10 user, you can upgrade for free to Windows 11.
Okay.
Um, about 40% of Windows computers out there are
Hmm.
not are don't meet the minimum standard to upgrade to Windows 11. So there's 40% that have to make a choice of am I going to throw away this computer and recycle it, or am I going to switch to something like Linux or something like that? Because their computer's too old to upgrade to Windows 11 because there are minimum requirements on it. Which, I mean, they say 40%, but I mean, a lot of those are just old, outdated computers that people are using secondary. But anyways,
right.
You're being forced to upgrade to Windows 11. One of the major features is because Windows 11 has a you can't take it out. Like it's proprietary AI that's built into the Windows system.
Mm-hmm.
So what that does is that it tracks you, even if you're completely anonymous online. Windows can still track a lot of the stuff that you're doing in your computer. So it's capturing movements, it's capturing your actions and different things, and most likely selling that telemetry off to advertisers and things like that, which is also just awful.
It is.
Yeah, and one of the things that I'm going to do, because I can't do it on this system now because of the Windows 11 upgrades, is that I need to buy my own router because I'm using the Spectrum, like the Spectrum router that comes with the service. I'm gonna return that and buy my own router and install like a filter on my home internet that will block a lot of that telemetry from going in and out, so they can't track a lot of that. But it's still not foolproof. It's wild, bro, that we're constantly having to go through these steps to make sure that we're protecting our privacy, protecting our well-being, and we're just fighting the good fight. So one of the things I've always considered is going to Linux and back to my Raspberry Pi. I can buy a higher end Raspberry Pi and use that as a Linux computer, or even just change this one to be on Linux operating system. You're muted.
No, whoops. Okay. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you 100%. Yes.
Yeah. So data privacy is thing, and I'm going to get back to what I was saying originally about the monthly subscriptions for things and prices going up and not owning things. And this is where the conspiracy comes into play, but it's not really, because I'm going to quote a fact right now. At the World Economic Forum, which is a global conglomerate of different business interests, political leaders, and people who shape the world in general, they meet at this World Economic Forum and WEF. And they talk about how is the future of the world economy going to come into play? Who are the key players? What are they going to do? How's that look to the everyday person? Guess one of the things that they're trying to make PR about is that they said, this is something you can look online easily. It says, in the world of tomorrow, you'll own nothing but still be happy. You'll own nothing but be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because their goal is to transition the world to where everything you own is not yours. It's like that Nintendo license. You have a license to use things, like you rent an apartment. You can get kicked out by the government. Mm. You start, instead of owning appliances in your house, they're tied to the apartment. It's a monthly fee. If you don't pay the fee, it gets shut down. They're now implementing steps inside cars where if you miss a monthly payment on your car, they'll turn it off until you can start making another monthly payment again. Imagine this now, Jason, and this is brand new news has come out in the last couple of days that nobody's freaking talking about, and I need to bring it up because it's so important. The UK, United Kingdom, has passed a new law that has mandated that every single UK citizen now needs to get a digital federal ID. So for you to work in the country, for you to use basic services and to just be a person living in society in the UK, you must download an app on your phone and scan a freaking QR code everywhere you go like you're a robot. Digital ID. And they say it's for safety, it's for this and that.
That sounds too close to the mark of the beast. I'm sorry. That's getting a little too close there.
That's dangerously close.
Yeah, big time. Holy cow. I did not hear about that.
Yeah, because the news doesn't report on it because they're jackasses. They don't want us Americans to know.
Of course not. Man, that's just pure evil. I'm sorry.
Won't be able to travel there either.
Wow.
And they're saying, and it does, huh? What'd she say?
You just mentioned that we will not be able to travel there either. I don't want to go there to begin with, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's insane. That's crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
It's terrifying, to be honest.
Big time. It's almost like it reminds me of an episode on. You ever see Black Mirror on Netflix? They have
Yeah,
like
I've seen that
weird,
before.
fear-rich type of episodes. That sounds like something that Netflix would put on, like the Black Mirror episode or something. It's almost like it's so crazy, it's not unbelievable. But that, man, I'm sorry. UK can go kiss my ass. I am not downloading no app. There's nope, sorry, nope, not gonna happen. Sorry.
So, a number of U.S. states have already implemented a voluntary form of digital ID that's already being used. I don't know which states. I haven't done that research. I couldn't tell you, but from what I heard, and I've seen it as like coming soon, there's a number of U.S. states that are working on that right now, where the ID will be digital. I think California might be one of them, where your ID will be on the phone. They won't issue a driver's license anymore. It'll just be like a digital kind of fingerprint on your phone that you use to scan everywhere. And they're gonna market it like this, Jason. And this is why like sheep they'll go bah when you talk about digital ID, because this is the way they market it. They say it's safer and more secure because you're not showing your picture ID to people. Like if you want to go drink at a bar, all you have to do is scan a barcode on your phone, and then they just get a green check mark. They don't need to know your name and address and all that stuff, right? So they're marketing it as protecting your identity, but that's the problem right there, is that people buy into that hook, line, and sinker. And then what do they do with that power? Now you're consolidating power on a national level. Now you're giving somebody in Washington, D.C. a switch that if they don't like the JS Unfiltered podcast, they see those two switches, Sam and Jason, and they switch them down to red. Now, when we go and we want to buy food at the grocery store, we want to board a public transit, we want to buy a drink at the bar, and they scan our QR code, it has a big red X and say deny entry. Not because I'm underage, it's because somebody in Washington flipped a red switch.
Yeah.
Now, that's the danger of frickin' digital ID that people are not talking about. And if you want real-world examples, if you don't believe me, go back to I want to say it's 2018, 2019, in those years. In Canada, there were truckers that decided to protest because of an unfair tax and fee that was being assessed when they were crossing certain provinces in Canada, and I don't know those details, but they were being charged something unjust. And so they decided to protest. So all these truckers, you might have remembered it on the news, there were like hundreds of semi-trucks that were just like, the drivers parked, they got out of the truck, and they said, we're not moving an inch till this crap stops.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
So because those truckers did that, their companies said, we're not going to pay you. So their bills were getting late, and a lot of negative stuff was going on. So what happened was some patriots decided, hey, let's start a GoFundMe to help them pay their bills while they're protesting. Sounds fair, right?
Right.
So they started a GoFundMe. Guess what the Canadian government did? They contacted GoFundMe Corporation, and they said, we demand to know the names, addresses, and all the information that you have on every person who donated money.
Yeah,
Not the truckers who were protesting.
Right.
Everybody who gave $5 to the GoFundMe, $10, $100, whatever they gave. We need the information on all of them, and then they froze their financial accounts.
Wow. So GoFundMe actually gave them that information.
Actually gave them the information.
Wow.
And then those banks in Canada hit the red switch, just like I was talking about earlier, Jason. They hit the red switch. Denied. You can't use your bank account. Your credit card's not working. Your debit card's not working.
Starting to precondition our kids. Like, look at Western High School. And
How dystopian is that? Canada is. They always say if you want to know where the crazy loony communists in this country, right? I'm not talking about Democrats. I'm just talking about the far left, the crazy ones. The crazy communists, what they want to do with our country, look at Canada because that's always where they're pointing the needle towards.
Yeah. And funny you should say this about the digital thing because Leah brought up a good point. And honestly, when this happened, I honestly thought it was easier. But now since you brought this up too, I'm kind of worried about it. And when our kids went into high school mainly, just particularly this year, they start putting their school IDs instead of just having like the laminated ones. Well, they still have the laminated ones, but you can put it on your phone too. You can put that on your phone, so you don't need your card anymore. You can just show your phone. At first, I thought that was easy; it was more convenient. But now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, that's kind of exactly what you were just talking about as well. You know, man, these people they're sneaky. They are freaking sneaky. They are literally conditioning our kids to be sheep and to fall into line. Man, this world is just evil. God sakes, man.
Yeah, imagine you just go online and you give $5 to a cause that you believe in, and they freaking freeze your account because they don't like that cause.
Man, that is
not because you were doing anything bad, not because you did anything illegal. What the F is the world coming to? Imagine your online activity being used against you in that way.
Right.
My God.
That's just, man. It's like mind opening, mind blowing, really. Oh my goodness. I'm speechless. I don't. It's just wrong. It's like a whole new level of wrong. If there was ever wrong, it'd be here, and then what they're doing is like underneath 10 pile of dirt, and then there's wronger of what they're doing. My God, it's just.
And that's the one thing that we need to fight tooth and nail. Everybody, right? I know we don't have a big audience right now, but everybody who hears this message, fight tooth and nail to stop this dystopian future from happening.
100%.
No digital IDs. No central banking digital currency. That's what that acronym CBDC stands for. Central banking digital currencies. And Bitcoins are good. XRP, good. Those are cryptos that are not centralized. That means that no entity, no one government, no one place or person or thing controls Bitcoin, controls XRP or these different things. But what recently went through into U.S. Congress, there was only one U.S. representative that was really sounding the alarm bells, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's the only one sounding the alarm bells. She said this brings us one step closer to a centralized global currency that is controlled by the government, which is called stablecoin right now. So it's a digital currency, but the U.S. government controls it. So
the end times are near. Wake up, people! The end times are near. It's just it's not if, it's when. That's what it comes down to. Honestly, just open your ears, open your eyes. Don't take anything for granted. Just like Sam was saying, none of this digital ID stuff. It's just one step closer. We don't need it. We don't want it. That simple. Did you hear about the whole government rebate of electricity? Did you hear about that one?
No. What's going on with that?
That one is, I got some notes here about that one, is that the government wants to give us up to a $250 refund on our electric bill. But Edison has pretty much said, because of Trump, they will be increasing our electric bill up to 13%.
No, not up to 13%.
Just 13% period. So you're going to give us a refund, but yet you're going to raise the rates. That's kind of contradicting itself, is it not? I mean, come on, people. Again, it's the whole Tylenol and breathing thing. If Trump says electricity is good, cut electricity. We must raise prices. I mean, come on, people. Seriously, instead of thinking like sheep, let's think out. Thinking like sheep is the easy thing to do. Just because it's easy, it does not mean it's the best thing to do. Sometimes rising above and doing something different is harder, but it's better. I suggest we all rise above this bullshit, honestly. It's freaking ridiculous.
What I do know about the electric companies in California, I don't know about the rebate, but what I can tell you is that they've been under heat because of all the wildfires. And one of the things that happens is these things called electric transformers. So they're like they gather all the electricity that's being fed through the system long range, and they convert it to a voltage that can go into your house. That's what a transformer does. They're so outdated and old and not being maintained properly that they explode sometimes. And when they do, they cause fires. So the government has been stepping in and saying, hey, fix those damn transformers so we don't have fires anymore. That's probably why they're whining and complaining about Trump right now. Because they're being forced to fix outdated systems that are creating freaking fires and stuff like that. And they get money from the federal government. I don't know how much they get, but I know they get money. So it's all unlikely is that they're probably giving that as the rebate so that they can justify raising the price. That's probably what they're doing, if I had to take a guess.
Right.
Is they're probably giving away their part of their or all of their federal grant from Daddy Trump and giving it to us so that it make themselves look good and then raising our prices and blaming that on Trump. That's probably what's happening.
Wow.
Right? I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I'm guessing at that part.
Yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't be surprised. Would you? So stupid.
It is. It's.
They recently closed. I read this on the news like a week ago. They recently closed the largest solar plant in the world.
Really?
And so I don't know if you ever seen this, but if when you drive out to Vegas through the desert, and you look right before you cross the border from California to Nevada on the 15 freeway, you can look off to the side. I believe it's the left side. You can see these giant solar farms just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That was the largest solar farm in the whole world.
And they closed that?
They're closing it because they were selling electricity to the grid at a much higher rate than all the other electricity that we could buy. Edison cut their contract with them to stop buying it from the solar farm, so the solar farm's just going to close down. So
wow.
Yeah, because that was part of the reason why our electricity bill is high, because it's very expensive to run that damn thing. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Man, God's sakes. Woo. And what is this world coming to? Honestly. And
well, we need to figure out better ways to produce electricity.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
And if you believe the conspiracies that I read, right, these are not facts, but the conspiracy that I believe, I think there's better ways of producing electricity that we know of that are just not known to the public.
I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure the government does know how to do it, and they're just not releasing information 100%. And if you think the government, if you don't believe in any conspiracy theories, and you think the government is batting 1,000, you need to take off your metal hat or something. I don't know, because they are the most corrupt people in the world. I don't care who you are. I don't care what side you're on. This government is messed up from day one. I'm sorry. It is. It's just, man. They're hiding so many things. They're not being truthful with us. They're taking our tax dollars and giving it to foreign countries and doing this and doing that. Man. It gives you very little hope for what this world is becoming, honestly. I always say that we always need a shot of hope. This world needs like atomic bomb of hope. That's what it freaking needs. Honestly. It's painfully exhausting is what it is.
There's one of my favorite sci-fi series
Mm-hmm.
that ended like 15 years ago. I'm so sad it did, but I hope it comes back. They talk about it coming back. It's called Stargate.
Okay.
So you remember that old movie
Oh, I do.
Stargate?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kurt Russell, and he went through the portal, the Stargate, to another
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah.
Well, they made a long-standing series from that, spin-off from that, which is my favorite sci-fi series of all time. Two spin-offs of that from Stargate SG-1, but on the very last ending of that, like how they ended the whole thing was that they're, I'm not going to spoil everything about it, but they had to convince people all over the galaxy and all over Earth and everywhere that these aliens were not gods. And to do that, they found this piece of technology called the Ark of Truth. And it's this box that you open up. And when you open it, it shines a light at you and it makes you realize the truth of what was blinding you. Like the lies that were being told are now gone. And now you know the truth. I wish that was real and we could show it to people. I wish I could show that to everybody. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. How I'll look at it, if I'm believing some lie, show me the truth then.
Right.
Give me the truth. I want it just as bad as I want to give it to everybody else.
Yeah.
Because that would destroy the evil in this world because they live and thrive on lies. They live on a throne of lies.
Big time. Big
Yep.
time. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that would just destroy the evil and the good would triumph. I wish that was a real thing. We'd be in a better place. But I have some interesting. I have an interesting theory that I want to share.
Go for it.
Have you heard of the phantom time hypothesis?
No, I have not.
Dude, it's a really fun theory, and I've heard it before, and I did a little bit of research on it recently. But get this, right? The year is 2025 right now.
Okay.
How do we know it's the year 2025?
We were told, really.
I mean, there's this history, we were told,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you can kind of like trace it back, just like you can know who your father and your grandfather is, and you can look up what years they lived, and there's to a point where certainly that 100 years ago was 1925 days. We know that for sure, and
Right. Right.
like another 100 years after that. But what about when you go back 1,000 years, right? We know Christ walked the earth, and that's where we mark zero from Christ,
Right.
because that's after his death AD. But there's something called the Dark Ages that happened in between then and now,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people think, and there's a very interesting hypothesis that 297 years of our future our past. Sorry, 297 years of our past was completely made up, artificially inserted into the calendar.
What? Okay.
And there's a lot of evidence that points to this being real. It's wild. So imagine this: between the years 614 and 911, there's a man named Herbert Illig, 1991. He made this theory. He said that those years never happened. That everything in between that never happened.
Oh,
And those years were artificially inserted into our calendar through a number of different things. One, leaders of the world, including the Catholic Church and the Pope, saying, we've changed the year, everybody go by the new year and freaking just honor it. But two, they started to change different things about the calendar. They started to change artifacts to make it so. Because if you go back in time, between 614 and 911, there are no historical artifacts that we can definitely tie to those years. So there's no evidence that those years were there. We can't find any architecture or any archaeological evidence that we can definitively say are in those years. In fact, there's astronomical and solar anomalies that point to those years never happening, which is wild. And a lot of people had different theories, like, oh, was this like Illuminati doing it? Was it Vatican's control over history, like maybe the Pope was doing it, or aliens involved? But what makes the most sense was you had leaders like kings, you had the Pope himself that wanted to be the leader of that nation or that religion or whatever they were
Mm-hmm.
on the year 1000 because that was a landmark year. And that's why they changed that.
Wow. Wow, that's interesting.
Pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
So they changed the year so that they can be like, I was the Pope on the year 1000. And in fact, a lot of people back then, this is crazy because, I mean, you'd believe it. I mean, if you're living in those years and, like, you know, the year, another theory is this, the year 666 happens. That's the mark of the beast. That's a devil number.
Right.
They skipped that year. According to this theory, that year just skipped.
Okay.
And that's another theory that maybe the Pope thought if we live through that year, that it's going to bring about end times. I mean, that's one of the theories. So they decide to skip it and to say, no, you know what? It didn't happen. We just went past it. Just like the Samsung 23, we skipped versions, friggin' 9, whatever they skipped to get to 23, right? They skipped a bunch of versions. I don't know which ones, but it's like same theory like that, you know? Because, you know, there was not 23 of these before. This is they just skipped a bunch of versions to make it match the year. Yeah.
It's just like the Xbox 360 and then went to the Xbox One, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, they skip a bunch of versions of it. So they skipped the year 666. They decided, you know what, we want to either be the leader in the year 1000. And here's another thing: back in 1666. There were cults and different people that believed that was the end of the world.
Yeah, true.
Because that number 666 happened, so there were people that were committing suicide all over the world, thinking that was the end of time, which is wild. Did you know? Have you heard of this? I don't know his name, but there's this really famous African podcaster, and he said a prediction a couple years ago, and then he rehashed it again recently, was that he had an encounter with Jesus, and during this encounter he was told exactly when the rapture was going to happen.
All right, sure, bud.
Have you heard about this?
Was this the same guy who, I don't know, weeks ago or so said that he knew that he had some premonition when it was going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And he knew when it was going to happen because Jesus told him. And he actually, he went to heaven, he walked on the clouds, and he had a grand tour, and, you know, he had some keychains that he brought home from heaven.
Or a little teddy bear. Yeah, got it.
He had a bag of candy, a t-shirt that says I was in heaven.
All I got was this t-shirt. Oh, good Lord. Don't smite us, Lord. We're just kidding. Also, you see, Sam just turned to dust. Oh, well, shit, this is over. Goodbye. Yeah.
But it was crazy because it gained a lot of traction, so people actually started believing him and everything that he said. And he specifically said the rapture is going to happen on September, so this last month, September 3rd or 24th, in that time range.
About that.
And he went on talk shows, he was interviewed by the news, and he was like, it was spread about like wildfire that the rapture is going to happen on September 23rd, 24th. So naturally, people being people, you know what happened, Jason, right?
About what?
People were quitting their jobs right before that, saying, I don't need to come to work, I'm going to get raptured.
I even remember a guy who was doing Uber said that the lady got in his car and she was mad because she sold her car because she thought she was going to be raptured, so she didn't need her car.
My God.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's crazy.
And like, I saw this video of this girl all like prideful and just like, wow, I'm making this video for the poor unfortunate souls that are going to be here watching this video because I've been raptured and you're still here. Yeah. And I feel so sorry for you. It's like, First of all,
that just proves how gullible people can be, honestly. If anyone in their world, I don't care if it's your first day in church or you've been there forever, there's one particular verse that would stump all this. All you gotta do is turn to your book, your Bibles, Matthew 24, verse 36, which states, so when the abomination of desolation spoken of by the prophet Daniel, I'm sorry, my glasses are dirty, 36. I'm like, that didn't sound right. Hang on, real quick. Fact checking myself here. Scroll up, phone. Here we go. But concerning that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. That's all y'all gotta do. You don't need to sell your cars.
Jesus doesn't even know.
You don't need to sell your cars. You don't need to quit your job. We can be walking our car and it happened just like that. We're gone. That's it. You know, good Lord, it's like one big happy birthday surprise. No one's gonna know. You dumbasses selling your cars and quitting your jobs.
And there was even like a video of a house full of people that were like live streaming because they thought it was gonna happen.
Oh God.
And they were all like they bought special clothes for the occasion. Like, I want to make sure I'm dressed nice when I go to heaven.
Exactly. Our clothes are not coming with us, morons.
And then like one of the girls is like, I have to pee so bad, but I don't want to be raptured while I'm on the toilet, so I'm just gonna hold it.
Hell, that's comical, man. Absolutely freaking comical. Honestly, people, do you hear yourselves? Shit. You hear yourselves? God. These are the kind of people of why there are warning labels on shampoo bottles. Congratulations, here's your sign. Oh my God. I'm getting too old for this shit. Oh my goodness.
What do you think, you've seen it all?
Seriously. Oh my God.
What do you think, you've seen it all?
You are the reasons why there are warnings on shampoo bottles, why there's warnings on Tide Pods, why there's warnings that you should wear a coat when it's cold outside.
Right?
Shit. I weep for this future of this world. Honestly, if my kids ever acted that way, I'll beat the hell out of them. I'm sorry, I would. My God.
Gosh, thanks.
Well, this has been a very interesting episode for sure. We have learned a lot.
Yes.
We have learned a lot. And I like these talks for sure because it does definitely get the mind going as well. From the Black Mirror episodes of Netflix to people apparently knowing when the rapture is going to happen and selling their cars and all that crazy stuff. It's amazing how all this pans out, though. My goodness.
Right?
Man.
My God. But it's never, we're never gonna know when it happens, right?
Nope.
I even, I don't know. There's different beliefs around this. Like, if you're like an evangelical Christian, you believe in the rapture, and then like Baptists and stuff like that. But then if you're Catholic, you believe in what's called a 3 days of darkness or 10 days of darkness, depending on what interpretation. Or if you're somewhere in between, you just believe the world is going to end, right? But because I had one of my family members texted me about 3 days of darkness happening. 3 days of darkness, saying that's going to happen. The Pope said when it's going to happen, and I looked on the X account of the Pope. And I'm like, he didn't say anything about that. And then I realized, like, this is just one of those like fake ads going around, or one of these fake stories that just go around. I mean, you're old enough to remember AOL when we had those AOLs, and the coolest thing to do was to email people and get an email back, or do AIM. And one of the things I remember getting a lot was those email chains where it says, something like, whether it be like something's going to happen on this day, or forward this, you're going to have 7 years bad luck. And
exactly. It just 14 people or something,
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, in modern days, now we just have straight up disinformation. Fake Elon Musk trying to sell you coin when it's just an AI of him. fake messages from politicians and stuff.
This might have happened like a month ago or something like that. Did you hear that one lady who got swindled out of AI software because she thought it was an actual soap opera actor that was falling in love with her, and
Oh
she
my God.
gave him all this money, and because she thought this actor loved her and cared about her and wanted to be with her. I was like, are you freaking serious? Come on, think about it. This is how gullible these people are. It's unbelievably. Oh my! It's like there has to be something, you know. I mean, just like those scams where when they tell you, I forgot their names, but we used to have some family friends who got scammed out of tons of money because the husband thought he found Jason, that guy that's on the transport movies, and he's in the
Jason Statham.
Yes, he thought he found his Facebook page, and he befriended him, and this guy was talking to him, and he was going to buy him this house, he was going to do this, he was going to do that. But before he did that, you need to put down this, you need to give him this, you need to give him that. Before he knew it, he gave him like $10,000 or something like that, and it was all a scam. And I told him, I'm like, how do you know this is real? He's like, oh, it's a picture. I'm like, anyone can get a picture and put it on Facebook and say, that's me now. I'm this person. I'm like, come on. How gullible are people? It's like they want it so badly, they're willing to believe anything. And if you're out there believing stuff like that, you need to get some help. I'm sorry. I think it might be a form of mental illness. I don't know. But you need to get some help, honestly.
What I want to add to that, Jason, is that some of these scams are getting so sophisticated, so well thought out, that even somebody who has good common sense could still fall for them, which is really sad. I follow a few channels on social media and on YouTube. They're called scam baiters. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they pretend to be a victim in the hopes of catching these scammers, or at the very least, just making their lives miserable or wasting their time or whatever they can do to help, right?
Right.
There's this couple of guys. They're called Trilogy Media. They actually go above and beyond. They try to like even fly out to India and different places to really try to, or even contact people over there to try to catch these scammers in the act and try to do what they can do to actually bust them. And one of the things that they, I think this was a couple of years ago, I saw this video that they did where they busted a whole scamming building, dude. A whole building, office building, where, get this is really sick and disgusting. You're going to be disgusted by this. They hired a number of young girls and young guys who are actually like real hot young people. Mm-hmm. And what they would do, they take some photos and a couple videos, like a generic video, like, oh, hi, baby, whatever, right? Some of those kind of like generic with no name in it. And then they would have a team of guys who would be out there doing the scamming. And the whole building was like staffed full of people. Mm-hmm. And they would have like all these guys going out and like messaging, victims in other countries, Americans, Canadians, Europeans, and Australians with this fake persona, like you said, like somebody's picture on there, pretending to be them. But here's where it gets really sick. If you got suspicious as a victim and you said, I don't believe it's really you, send me a video of you saying my name, they would literally just go to the room next door and grab one of the girls and say, okay, there's this guy, his name is John. Record a video saying that you missed John and say the name of his cat. So whatever. And they would just get that recording really quick, walk back to the computer, and like, here it is. Do you believe me now? And then they would believe it and they would send money.
Wow.
And it was just really sick that they actually literally, that's all their job was. Those and they had guys too, as girls and guys in there that would just do that and just pretend, or even do FaceTime with the victim if it was high enough target. And eventually the Trilogy Media found out through a couple, they literally have embedded spies throughout these organizations, and they found out where they were and what they were doing, and they organized a raid, and the military came in and raided the building and arrested them. But they got one, but there's more out there like that. And I bring this up because even if it looks real, don't fall for it. because they are getting better and better and better. They're getting smarter
Mm-hmm.
and smarter and smarter. My mom was asking me, Sam, do you think I should write a book and publish it? I said, yeah, of course you should. You're brilliant. You're a great writer and you have good ideas, and I think people should hear about it. Write your book, and then when you're ready, let's look into ways we can publish it, or at least just get it out there so that people
Mm-hmm.
can read it. And then after that, I noticed that there was an uptick in scammers pretending to be publishers. And I didn't realize this. It's more common than I thought that when you get into your retirement years, your
Mm-hmm.
golden years, is that one of the ways that you want to leave a legacy is you want to write a book. And I'll probably end up doing that in my golden years. But scammers know this, and they prey on those victims, and they set themselves up as fake publishing companies, and they actually have good-looking websites. They actually have the right words to say to make you believe them, and they even have fake reviews and everything that
Wow.
you need to see to look real.
Yeah.
So
It's gotten
it's
to
not the
point
old
where-
days where we can just persuade somebody. They actually have so much to fool you.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where if you don't see the person face to face, or even when you do see the face to face, I mean, you gotta fact check them like crazy. You gotta vet them like crazy. Because even if they do meet you face to face, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're okay. You have to do your homework, 100%.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy. But listen, I know we went over a little over an hour though, but this was a good conversation, good eye-opening facts.
No, we're going 2 hours, man. Get off the couch, bro.
We're not going 2 hours. It's my last night here, man. I leave tomorrow. I got.
Where are you
tons
going
to-
tomorrow?
What?
Where are you going?
I know you didn't tell me. I know you just didn't ask me that.
Huh? Where are you going? I
You
don't
know where I'm
anything about
going.
it.
I told you 1,000 times. I sent you text messages, emails, bulletins. I might as well just tattoo it on your head where I was going. Okay? I told you where I was going. I'm going camping with my church buddies, and we're going to go up there for about 4 days. We're going to come down the mountain like Moses. Everything's going to be glowing. All right? So that's where we're going. It's called Hume
Why don't
Lake.
you invite me, man? I want to go to that.
Motherfucker. I told you this every damn time. You had your chance. Alright? We're going. I told you this. He does this just to get a rise out of you people. That's all he does. That's the only reason why he's doing it. Nonetheless, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you enjoyed. Well, even what you didn't. Just be respectful, and we'll be respectful as well. Alright? So, that's it for me. I'm good to go. Sam, do you have any final thoughts?
God bless you on your journeys, Jason. Have fun with your friends.
Indeed.
Have a drink on me over there.
Soda? Sure.
Anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. We love you. We appreciate you. You're special. God bless you. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. We will see you back here next.
Sounds like a plan. See you guys later.
Peace.